Thanks, Cambridge House, VRIC. Thanks for the opportunity to present today. We've come all the way from Perth in Western Australia, and what a great conference. We actually don't have anything like this in Australia. Ours are much smaller and discreet, so it's great to come here and see such a buoyant atmosphere. We're listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. Our code's BSX, and we're looking for cobalt in British Columbia. We believe we may have some of the highest grade cobalt anywhere in the world. We also have Australian assets, and we'll talk quickly about them at the end, but most of our focus today will be on what we're calling the BC Cobalt Belt, or the BC Cobalt Project. So you can see there we have a portfolio of different assets across Australia and Canada, different commodities. We have nickel sulfides and gold in Western Australia, and our focus is cobalt, copper and gold in Canada. This is a bit of a snapshot. Very tight capital structure. We have just raised $1.2 million just before Christmas. So that'll give us enough cash to start testing some targets. Share price fell off a cliff about the same time as most of our cobalt peers also fell away. We believe that there's plenty of upside from here. We've seemed to have found a floor around $10 million market cap, and looking forward to the next drill season in British Columbia. Okay, so we're 6 hours drive from Vancouver, so we're directly north of Vancouver, and north of Whistler. It's an old gold mining district called Braylon. So the Braylon is actually the most prolific gold mining district in British Columbia, and this is an area that's produced over 4.4 million ounces at very high grade, 17 grams per tonne gold. This is a district that's never been explored for cobalt. And we believe that we have 48 kilometres of cobalt-bearing geology. The Little Gem project was actually discovered in the 1930s, and they did some small adits and a little bit of exploration and stopped. We've come in and drilled, and we'll show you the details. These are some of the grades. So as I said earlier, this is some of the highest grade cobalt and gold you'll find anywhere in the world. So we're talking multiple percent cobalt and up to an ounce per tonne gold. So to put that in perspective, the average cobalt grade around the world is about 0.1%. So we're looking at something that could be 10 times the average grade of anything else out there. So this is a cross-section. So when we hit the sulfides, we get very high grades, and we have a very large alteration package, but it's important that we hit the sulfides, and that's where the grade is. It's in the cobalt sulfide arsenopyrite. This is our drilling. So we drilled the Little Gem target, and we drilled a long strike. Unfortunately, that first target didn't have the size and scale to be a mine, and very quickly we went back to systematic exploration nearby and along trend. At the same time we were drilling, we made a new discovery called Erebor that had visible gold and 2% cobalt, 32 grams per tonne gold, some good copper and nickel as well. So this is the first discovery of cobalt in this belt since 1930, and that's testament to the geology team we have on the ground in British Columbia. So this is a IP survey. So as I said, we need to be in the sulfides. The best way to find sulfides and disseminated sulfides is IP, and we have a very good IP anomaly at the Jewel target to the north, and also around the Erebor and Little Gem targets. This is a very large sulfide-bearing system, which is being indicated by that high chargeability in the IP survey. So you can see there where we drilled at Little Gem around the adits, the IP didn't light up. We did the IP after the drilling. If we had have probably done the IP earlier, we probably wouldn't have drilled around those adits, but that's okay. It was a good target, and clearly we need to get a long strike where the sulfides are. This is the Jewel target to the north of Little Gem. The Jewel mine was also mined in the 1930s and 40s. They mined plus 70 grams per tonne gold and some copper as well. They obviously didn't have this IP data. This indicates that they were probably sitting on top of a very large copper gold cobalt system, which obviously needs to be drilled as quick as we can. You can see we've got some very high grade copper numbers in this system as well, up to plus 5% copper. So this is what it looks on a plan view. We've got some soils above it, so we've got significant cobalt, gold and copper in soil. So this is copper. You can see very coincident with the IP, we have a strong copper anomaly. This is the cobalt, also anomalous in cobalt, and this is the gold. So the Jewel target is probably the first target we'll test. We also like the error bore Little Gem area. There's a smaller target there that will be tested, and that has potential for high grade cobalt and gold. Where we were just looking is just to the north of our package. We've only really tested about 5% of our total 48 kilometres of we believe cobalt bearing geology. So what we believe, after we acquired the asset, we realised we have the same geology as the Bouazia mine in Morocco. They've been mining cobalt for the last 75 years, and they still today have a head grade of plus 1% cobalt. This is the highest grade cobalt mine in the world, and they have 50 deposits throughout their belt, and they also have a 50 kilometre belt scale in Morocco. The Bouazia mine sits on the contact between a serpentinized ultramafic and a granodiorite. That's exactly the same geological setting we have in British Columbia. So we have 48 kilometres of that particular geological setting. We've only tested less than 2 kilometres of that total strike, and we believe there's potential for multiple deposits throughout that 48 kilometre belt. So these are our Australian assets. In Australia, we're looking for gold and nickel sulfides, and we'll just quickly talk about the Silver Swan South asset, which is near Kalgoorlie. So the Kanowna Belle gold mine is a plus 5 million ounce gold mine. We're a long strike of that mine. That's currently owned by Northern Star. Northern Star is one of the Australia's biggest gold miners, and we believe we have similar geology along that Fitzroy Shear Zone, and we have some very good gold numbers in the Black Eagle and the Black Hawk targets. So you can see in the next slide, this is the gold in soil anomaly, so it's the same size as the nearby Kanowna Belle ore body. So we have a large target here. There's no drilling into the hard rock, so this is all under a lake. What you'll find in Western Australia, all the big discoveries are being made under lake cover because all the outcrop and all the easy stuff's been taken already. So this is also under a lake. These are bottom of hole air core numbers. This is a large anomaly that will be tested in the near future. We actually grabbed this project for the nickel sulfide potential. We've got a 10 kilometres of ultramafic package. And we're near the Silver Swan mine. The Silver Swan mine was a 10% nickel mine, and we're in the same geology to the south of that. So that's why we've called it the Silver Swan South, very original. And we've got 2 targets there, Black Eagle and Black Falcon are our nickel targets. So we're looking for nickel sulfides. We're looking for massive sulfides will give us the high grade nickel that we're after. So a big focus on the battery metals of nickel and cobalt, and looking to introduce partners from Asia. End users, we're very well advanced with end users on a potential partnership for nickel and cobalt exploration. So just in summary, we believe we're exploring one of the highest grade cobalt projects anywhere in the world. We're in your backyard in British Columbia, just 6 hours from Vancouver. It's a great jurisdiction. It's an old historic mining district, so it's definitely a great place to be exploring. We've hit some very good cobalt numbers, so these are numbers that are 10 times anything else out there. We now have the IP survey indicating the source of that mineralisation, and we will be testing that as soon as the snow clears. This is the first time that anybody's explored this belt for cobalt, and the first systematic exploration of this asset in over 60 years. So we have a team in Perth. We've over 20 years of experience and working together on many different projects across the world. Multi-million ounce discoveries, and most importantly, we have a history of corporate success and adding shareholder value, and we believe that through this portfolio we have the great opportunity to do that all over again. So thank you for your time.